very interesting perspective, and it explains why Pricol seems to be such a prized asset. Asset is fine, but the promoters are not looking to sell. And that they have made extremely clear in the conversation that we had with them earlier this morning. So what perhaps can happen from here on, or how do such situations typically involve? What's the legal framework? Let's take that question to Abhishek Rastogi, founder at Rastogi Chambers. Abhishek, thanks very much for taking this quick call. So we are not here to ask you what you think will happen specifically in this case, but just to understand how things play out. Now, the promoters at Pricol told us they have 37% stake. They claim they have the backing of institutional investors who have 16%. So put together, they're at 53%. Does any other entity, Minda or any other entity, even have a chance at sort of going through the open market route and acquiring even some semblance of control?
See, what happens is, of course, they would go to open market to buy as much as they want if they are really serious about, getting about 15% or 16%. Now, what may also happen is that while Pricol may say that, the institutional investors are there to the extent of 16%, but if the share price or some offer price is given, then possibly one part of that institutional buyers may also be willing to sell their stake. And please keep that in mind that the share price has already gone up by about 60% in last 1 year. So the valuation may not be too less as of now, but one thing is for sure that the valuation will see a better result from here on. So what I mean to say is that, buying 15% or for that matter, even 13-14% from open market will not be that easy because, the price may gain momentum, and we are already seeing that during the day in the morning till now also there is, a surge. So from that perspective, I think if Minda is really serious, then, the initial estimate price, which was about 400 crores to get that 16%, may not be sufficient money, and they may have to possibly spend more to buy that 15-16%. It will not be restricted to 400 crores. So I think overall, what is important is to be seen that if that 15-16% is to be taken over from open market or from the institutional investors, then what is the investment size which Minda is looking for? But I think at the end of the day, the synergies between the two management is very important. And I think if that is not there, then this hostile takeover may not be very successful. Those synergies are very important. And please keep that in mind that the financial condition of Pricol is very healthy today. It is completely different from a couple of years back. So the debt is reducing. They have got some very good international contracts, and the demand is good for the products. They are constantly coming into innovative mode. And please believe me or not, with EVs coming in, with the roadmap being very clear with respect to EVs, the endeavor of the government with respect to EVs and all of these vehicle sale, etc., the segment will increase. The auto segment will see the boost. So I think in that situation, if they are cash rich, if Pricol is cash rich, then this may not be easy. Then this acquisition may not be that easy, is my take.
So Pricol does have cash on its books, right? And it's a debt-free company. It's got free cash flows. So do you think it makes sense for the management to perhaps launch a buyback and try and increase its, promoter holding? Why be subject to the vagaries of what the 15%, 16% institutional investors decide, right? Why not take an offensive move instead of being on the defensive and seeing what the opponent is trying to do?
I think slow and gradual movement will be the right approach. They have to be pragmatic as well. Pricol has 37% of the stake and 16% are institutional buyers. I think confidence with the institutional buyers will make the hell lot of a difference. So I think from that perspective, while it is safe, but yes, you have a very valid point that if they are cash rich and they have money, then why not, start buying from open market as well, and or buy back for that matter. So I think that will happen gradually. The news must have come as a shock even to them, it appears. But, believe me or not, next couple of days, the tendency of, retail investors and other investors coming into this buying may happen. The prices may suddenly see some surge in next 48 hours or so. So I think they have to be a little careful at what price even they are buying. It must not happen that, for a week the buy happens and then again the prices come down to the normal 200, 205 level.
Oh, no, that point is completely taken. Abhishek, just wanted to understand what are the options, if you can take us through the entire list that Minda has at this point. They don't want to sell stake. They've made that very clear. They're saying that we will evaluate all options to fight this. What are the various options that they can take in this case? Of course, the buyback is just one of them.
So I think Pricol has to be, so the options are very clear. I think wherever possible, they will have very, very concrete discussions with the financial institutions. Or wherever possible, they would try to buy from the open market at the right price. They should not do anything in haste. And that's what, I feel that, any hasty decision at this stage may result in, buying back of these shares or entering through open market at a much higher price, in these couple of days. So from that perspective, I think what they must also ensure is that, their institutional investors are getting that confidence that they are possibly having good contracts, good pipeline, good, profits in the year ahead, and the financial stability, etc., is there. So I think that will give the confidence to the financial institutions. Plus, at the same time, I think the statement is very clear that there are no synergies between the two groups. So from that perspective, even these financial institutes, which own about 16%, would not want to see the rift because of this hostile takeover, which may happen at a later stage, because in that situation, nobody would earn. So I think they will have a very important role to play. So I think discussions are very important at this stage, and they will, and Pricol Group will have to move slowly and steadily to strengthen the books as well.
Abhishek, we're running out of time. Simple last point. We've heard all the arguments you've made in a very important context there. Is it just going to boil down to price? Minda can come. I mean, this stock was around 30 odd rupees when the lockdowns happened in 2020, March 2020. Today is at 200. So is this going to be just a fight about the price? If Minda decides to notch the price higher, then is that how the game will be played?
I think price will play an important role here. But believe me or not, the price has already gone up by about 60% in last 1 year or so. And you're right, the prices before COVID was much less. So I think, yes, price will be the bottom line. Both sides will be very careful at what price they are either buying from open market, alternate sources, or from, financial institutions for that matter as well. So I think price will remain the bottom line.
Okay, all right, Abhishek. This is going to be a very interesting one. I'm sure the market and, of course, all of us here are going to be watching the space very closely. Thank you very much for your perspective today. We'll take a quick break on that note. On the other side, we'll come back and discuss market technicals with Rahul Sharma of Equity 99 Advisors. We'll also discuss his top trading ideas.